it's interesting to see how the tables turn, how everything falls, and how rumors turn into reality. So more specifically, I'm talking about how Gears of War is getting remastered again, and this time being called, what was it called again? Gears of War Reloaded. So, originally we had Gears of War come out on the 360. We then got a re-release for Gears of, I don't know what it was called, but it was like a remaster that came out 9 years after. So the reason why I remember that is because normally people wait for a 10-year anniversary in order to do something special with their game, but for some reason Gears of War did a like sort of 9th year like remaster for the Xbox One and stuff. So now we're getting the game coming out, and it is coming out on Xbox Series S, X, PC, and PlayStation. So yep, this is the first that we're seeing of one of Xbox's biggest possible franchises actually hitting the PlayStation. Granted, I think Forza was, probably the first massive one, because to be completely honest, I like Forza significantly more than I would like a Gears of War or a Halo. But that doesn't mean that I won't still buy it and play it, because weirdly enough, while I'm buying and playing these games, I'm inadvertently helping out Xbox, but the thing is that I'm only doing that because Xbox is helping me by releasing their games on platforms that I would like to play on. I mean, lest we forget the fact that Age of Empires 2 Definitive came out. Above all else, we also got Age of Mythology Retold, though I'm not going to be buying those games until patches are issued, because there are some issues with, like, you know, controls, performance a little bit here and there, and also some buggy achievements as well. I think one thing that I absolutely hate is the concept of buggy achievements. But yeah, basically this game, Gears of War Reloaded, is going to be featuring 4K resolution, 120 FPS, which I'm very happy about, because that's exactly why I bought a TV that actually supports that 120 FPS frame rate. That being said, however, it's worth keeping in mind that it is only Gears of War 1. Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3 are nowhere to be seen, surprisingly enough. I thought that they would be doing like a sort of a Marcus Phoenix collection, but then I sound like one of those Xbox fans from 10 years ago that were thinking, oh, you know, they're going to release it in like some form of a, after the Master Chief collection, that they're going to do something like a Marcus Phoenix collection, though that has yet to materialize in any way, shape or form. And it's interesting to kind of look back at the past and see how people are talking about it in that way. But yeah, so basically, so this is what it was originally called. So we had Gears of War, then we had Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which is, wait, actually, no. I'm going to stop that thought, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to say something incorrect there. But yeah, the game will feature full breadth of content from Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and players will gain immediate access to all the post-launch downloadable content at no additional cost, including the bonus campaign act, all multiplayer maps and modes, and a full roster of classic characters and cosmetics unlockable through progression. Gears of War Reloaded will have 2-player co-op for the campaign and 8-player multiplayer. And if you own Gears of War Ultimate Edition ahead of Monday's announcement at 12 PM ET, you get Reloaded as a free upgrade. So they're giving people who already have the game a free upgrade on top of it. So that's actually very cool to see. But the thing is that this is the third time they're releasing Gears, and it really does kind of make me wonder, well, up until they hit Gears 4 and Gears 5, the original 3 Gears games were considered to be the best of the lot, but it doesn't help matters that this is also a game that kind of really made cover-based shooting its main mechanic, and that's kind of not how games are made anymore. In fact, it feels like it's going to be an incredible step down to give us a surprisingly old game, though I guess we should be thankful at all that we're getting it at all on PlayStation. Even if it looks the best, it's probably not going to play as well as what we think, especially since considering that this is now a classic Xbox franchise, as old as that's going to make me sound. The fact that that is considered to be classic really does kind of go to show that it might not hold up as well as we might think. There are some games that absolutely could, but I just don't see that really happening. And also, on a kind of semi-related note, I kind of had the suspicion that the first Gears game that was going to come to PlayStation was going to be Gears of War E-Day, which is the upcoming Gears of War game. And that's not completely outside the realm of possibility. It's just that I don't think anyone ever considered the original game by itself coming to PlayStation would be at all in consideration, given that it would make a bit more sense to release the full trilogy or go whole hog and go for the whole franchise, by giving us maybe releasing Gears of War 1 but then announcing 2 and 3 later on or something along those lines. But I feel like the turning point for Xbox more specifically was the fact that Forza Horizon 5 had been announced and then released on PlayStation. I feel like that was the biggest turning point, because again, that is the first massive franchise that Xbox has under their umbrella that is coming over to PlayStation, that has never had a PlayStation release in the past. Gears of War is the next one. It's easy to say, hey, isn't Halo going to be the next one? It could very well be the case, but who knows what we get in the interim before we even hit Halo. And thinking about it now, I don't think there are enough Xbox exclusives for me to care about that the first things we think of are Gears and Halo, and maybe even Forza, because I feel like people don't really consider Forza to be that big of a franchise as a whole. But it's interesting to see that this is where we're at right now with Xbox and their third-party strategy at the moment. I really don't know what else to say. It's going to be priced at 40 USD. Of course, and August 26th is the release date. I'm personally going to be buying it on release day. I won't be playing it for a while at least, because the backlog is way too big. But if nothing else, this is just me showing my support for the fact that I want to see more Xbox games come to PlayStation. And I really am curious, if you're an Xbox fan, how you feel about this, because I feel like that's the main bit of perspective that I feel like I'm missing, because I'm a PlayStation guy. Alright, I've played on Xbox before. I actually never had a PS2 until I got one about 5 years ago. And instead I had an Xbox during that time, and before that, so I had a PS1, then I went over to Xbox because my parents bought me an Xbox. I didn't really have much of a choice. Then I went PS3, PS4, PS5, but of course in the interim I did get a Xbox One, a 360, but I don't have a Series S or X. In fact, the PC that I use for retro gaming here looks like an Xbox Series X, with a lot more fan-ed vents from what it looks like. But hey, it's running Linux, so what do I care, you know? That being said, like, I don't think I'll ever feel the need to ever want to buy an Xbox. And with the recent increase in prices, I don't know why anybody would. But that's just my opinion, and I am curious to hear what opinions Xbox fans have about the situation. With all that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year, and of course watching till the end of the video is the best thing that you can do to help support the channel. But with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.